Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to Tea Time with Liz. Come on in, come on in. Let me go ahead and share on my page. How is everybody's Monday? Hello, everybody. It looks like I have one viewer. All right, you all are coming in. Be sure to share if you can and invite your followers. I only got a couple more months on Periscope, and then we'll be down to just doing Facebook and YouTube. So be sure that you are subscribed to YouTube. All right. And the way to find me on YouTube, it is Tea Time with Liz Clark. All right. I had to add my last name. Somebody already had Tea Time with Liz. So, so Tea Time with Liz Clark is the YouTube page name. So be sure you are a subscriber. And then obviously, if you are not liking this page, you got to like it. Okay. Hey, Miss Faith, how are you? I was just thinking about you. Actually, I was going to hit you up. So, but I'm still going to do that. But anyway, I hope everyone is having an amazing Monday. I am having a busy Monday, but it is amazing. It is still amazing. So give me a second. That way it'll give you guys some time to come in. For some reason I'm not finding it. I am actually trying a new platform. Hello, Miss Dominique. I still need to send you your cookies. I'm gonna do that. Forgive me, but you're gonna get your cookies. What's up, Faith? Hello, 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 everyone. Word to the wise: do not start a job after Christmas. Okay. That's been my craziness. Trying to adjust to work life, like back to physical work. So today was my first day home, and it was great. But I got to go back to the office tomorrow. So, but anyway, how was everybody's Monday? Um, Give me 1 second. Hang on, hang on. I want this. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Finally got it sent to my page. Oh, yes. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Have we? Yeah, we did tea time last week. I was like, wait, is this the first tea time? No, we did tea time last week. But once again, for those who are live tonight that I didn't get to say Happy New Year to, Happy New Year. So, unfortunately, my guest is not able to join me tonight due to circumstances out of her control. So we're going to reschedule. However, I'm still going to give away the coloring books and or the coloring book and the book of hers. And we'll talk about that a little bit tonight for discussion. However, as you can see, I am modeling my Tea Time with Liz t-shirts. So please tell me in the comments what you think. Do you like the color? Do you prefer maybe we do white with the Tea Time with Liz logo? Definitely gonna be getting hoodies because your girl a whole hoodie fan, okay? So hopefully you get to see those soon. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I truly love this material of this shirt, honey. It is life, okay? I'm just gonna tell you that. However, we did a quick job, so I'm trying to make sure that, this stuff doesn't show, looks professional. So we're still in the making, but just like I said, let me know what you think, because these are soon to come, all right? And I know I love the color too, like, I just love this whole like somewhat Tiffany vibe, See time with Liz is doing, right? um, So, and then if you haven't, you could still, I'm just a kind, nice person. You would still get your Tea Time with Liz mugs for $10. This is the black one that you can get. It's 15 ounces, I think. And then it comes in white. And then we have like a little latte 12-ounce cup if you want to be dainty. So be sure to get those. So then you can, be Tea Time with Liz geared up, right? So I got my tea in my black cup tonight, and excited to hang out with you all. Of course, if you're not a tea drinker, coffee does well in these. Trust your girl, she a whole coffee lover. And whatever you want to put in it. It's whatever you prefer. Uh, what you do is your business, as Tabitha says. Y'all know who that is. Anyway, so let's see. I might have missed some comments. Yes, yes, yes. I'm definitely going to give another mug away tonight as well, due to the circumstances. We're just going to have a moment tonight. So if you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about, definitely put it in the comments. I can definitely see them. But like I said, due to circumstances, my guest couldn't join me tonight. And we were going to talk about how, hello, Miss Audrey. We were going to talk about trauma and how she's helping young kids deal with life trauma. She wrote an amazing book called Shh, Don't Tell Nobody. And I read it, and it's so amazing. It's so good for young kids to know what to tell, what not to tell. And there's beautiful, beautiful art in the book. So definitely is a good read if you have younger kids, grandkids. You definitely want to get the book. And I will post her information, and then it comes with the coloring book as well. So you definitely want to invest. It's a good way to keep the kids occupied, in this quarantine season. They need some things to do, and a good way to talk to them about the serious things that are going on in this world. There are people out here, especially with sex trafficking and just all the craziness, that we have to talk to our kids about, the seriousness of people and their wrong decisions and their sick ways. Let's just put it that way, right? And unfortunately, and it's sad to say that sometimes it can even be some of our family members. So, like I said, the book definitely describes that and goes into that. So later tonight, like I said, I am going to give this away as well. What's up, Bobby? Shout out to Bobby. He is definitely going to be a Tea Time guest next season. He is another social influencer, but also a amazing motivational speaker to the young teens and preteens out here. So I cannot wait to have him on Tea Time with Liz. So thanks for hanging out. So yeah, we're gonna give that out, and then like I said, I'll give out another mug to someone tonight. But since we didn't get to talk about trauma, I thought we could just discuss that. Like I said, even if you have a question tonight, any question at all, feel free to put that in the comments. We could talk about it. But I felt that just a little bit, we may not even go the whole hour tonight, but just to talk about trauma, because trauma is something I think we've all have been through, whether it's little, one experience, or if it's been multiple, or repetitive. We've experienced it, right? And when coming into our walk with Christ, coming as a new creature, sometimes trauma does not disappear. Sometimes trauma is still sitting beside us, is one of those bags that we're still carrying, and we need God to heal us. And so when I was looking up the word trauma tonight, it says in the dictionary what it means. Obviously, I think we all kind of know, but I thought this to be interesting. It said that is a deep distress or disturbing experience, right? And there's actually three types of trauma that we could go through. There's the acute trauma, which is, like I said, a single event or a single danger event that you went through, that you're trying to overcome, whether it be a car accident, like I said, a fight, just one particular event in your life that you had to deal with. That could be acute trauma, okay? Now, if you had repetitive trauma experiences, danger experiences, things that you shouldn't have been exposed to that were happening repetitively, that is called uh, chronic trauma. Okay, so some of us are dealing with chronic trauma, and then you have what they call complex trauma. So you may have not experienced it towards you yourself, but you've been around multiple events of trauma, where you've maybe seen a parent or a family member being beat. You may have seen somebody die in front of you. Whatever the case may be, that is a type of trauma, what they would call complex. Okay. Some of us may have dipped and dabbed in a couple of them. We were swirl of trauma. And like I said, that is not something easily to heal from. However, the word of the Lord is always faithful. The word of the Lord is a healing medicine and can always be there to help us, to guide us to get to that very place. And so, and what I like to do is when I hear something that is negative, or what we consider bad, or look with a negative eye, I try to find the opposite of what that is. And so when I looked up to see what the antonym of trauma was, it was healing. Look at that, you all. Literally, the word healing. And so, not only healing, it said it gave the word blessing, benefit, peace, help, relief. And so when I began to see all these amazing words, but we see trauma in such a negative way, which it can be, that obviously this has to be an attack of the devil. That this is another, some of it could be spirits. I'm not going to say all of it. Some of it is life. But it is a distraction from the enemy. Because why? He knows that if we know who God is, if we put our lives in his hands, if we, decide to follow him and become what he called us to be, that we're not only going to succeed within ourselves, but we're going to help those outside of us as well, right? And so he tries to distract us. That's why the Bible says he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He tries to steal our adolescence. He tries to steal our self-esteem. He tries to steal, whatever that could cause us to be successful in life. He comes to steal it. He comes to try to destroy it. Families, relationships, whatever the case may be. He tries to, what did I say? Kill, steal, and destroy. Kill. He tries to put things to death, but thanks be to God, he is the conqueror of death. He was able to die on the cross and rise again. Okay, I got my little southern accent in there. He rose again. So there we know that this, like I said, is an attack of the enemy in some shape or form. And some of these, like I said, can be spirits that are being used on these people to attack us. But that's, between the situation of the trauma. Okay. That's a whole, hit me up in the DMs. That's a private conversation, right? So as we talk about trauma and talk about healing, and how we deal with moving into those steps of healing. So what do we do? How do we handle it? What is the first step if I've experienced trauma, or if I know that I am dealing with chronic trauma or complex trauma? What do I do? And first thing and foremost, I feel that you definitely need to find some counseling. All right. There is no judgment, and I see nothing wrong with getting a little counseling. And I know it can be hard trying to find that perfect counselor, but keep searching, because it is definitely essential to recovering in that trauma. Miss Audrey says, when you experience chronic trauma, you have to find a way to deal with it and heal from it. Yes, it may take a while. Yes, and that's the one thing I want people to understand. Yes, it may take a while to come over those things, because I've also heard as of late that trauma can be a generational thing, that your grandparents, your great grandparents, your ancestors, their trauma has followed you to where you are today, to where maybe why we experience anxiety in certain places and certain things, because of the things that they've dealt with. And so these things are going to take time. And however long God chooses to take to heal and to deliver you is how he does. But like I said, counseling is definitely something you would definitely need to touch base with and get involved with, because you got to get it out. You got to talk about it. You got to cry about it. You got to get angry about it, and have somebody guide you with those steps, because that's where the victim mindset takes place, because I've been through trauma and I've been placed in that victim mindset state place, because and this kind of connects with that, and I definitely am going to replay that tea time, where I talked about overcoming being a victim. Here in a couple weeks, I'll be replaying that. But when you are in that victim mind state, you're in this woe it's me, and you can't see beyond that trauma. You can't see beyond that experience, and so it's hard to deal with. And so you have to talk to somebody to help you start chipping at those things that you can only see. And so we have to, like I said, seek help. And then, like I said, the word of the Lord is a healing vessel. You got to find those scriptures on healing. You got to find those places and talk about those, or read about those people who experience healing for themselves as well. A lot of times, I know we read in the Bible that it was a lot of miraculous healing. It was done in an instant. But when you think about it and you look at it, a lot of times when it came to these miraculous healings, it was a lot of them being in the presence of the Lord. You look at, I'm just going to pop some off the top of my head, but go back and read for yourself. When you look at Jairus's daughter, she's definitely somebody I mentioned in my book. He spent quality time with her. He pushed everybody out the room so that she could be healed, but that was being with him, being in his presence, being isolated with him, right? You look at the impotent man, he came by him and he spoke to him. He didn't heal him by the waters like everybody else. Everybody else can take the 1, 2, 3 step, but God may want to do something miraculous and different in your rebuilding of who you and what you are. So you have to seek his presence. You have to stay in his presence. And I can say for myself, when I was going through my divorce and separation, I found myself in God's presence a lot, because that was a place where I felt that I could be myself. If I was angry, if I was bitter, if I was sad, if I was mad, whatever, and I could, cry it out. I could talk it out with the Lord as well, something, well, which was the presence of the Lord, would just come over me, and give me strength. And all this is biblical. Don't get me wrong, I'm not just, talking off of just testimony, but this is also in connection to the word of God, because the word of God says those who are heavy laden, he said that he would give us rest, right? And where do we find rest? In his presence. He says that he cares for us. Cast all your cares upon me because I care for you. I believe that's in Peter. I think it's in chapter. Don't get me wrong. I'll just have to post it later. But I know it's verse 7. I just can't remember the chapter. But yeah, you cast your cares on him, meaning whatever you are worrying and stressing and holding on to, whatever the experience, whatever the trauma, because a lot of it times is that we have not said anything to anybody. A lot of things we are still carrying around, and now we are exploding for no reason. We're wondering why we're angry. We're wondering why we're short tempered. We're wondering why we don't have friends. We wonder why, no one wants to talk to us, or even we get so quiet because we do begin to see those signs, and then we see that we're damaging to people, so we tend to hide in a corner. And so what happens is that depression begins to set in, and we find ourselves in a lonely, worry place, and then we feel spiritually dead. We feel spiritually numb to life, and we just waste away. um and look at that. That is just the attack of the enemy. Like I said, it's just slowly decaying our life away. He's slowly taking time away from our lives. But thanks be to God that he is a restorer of life. I've been reading, and I'm going to throw this book up here. And we're going to talk about it actually not next month, in March, in the new launch of Tea Time with Liz. We're going to talk about the woman that prays book. When a Woman Prays, excuse me, by T.D. Jakes. I've been reading this book, and you guys, it is life changing. Like, we literally, if you haven't read it, read it by March. Okay, that's all I can say. If you haven't read it, read it by March. And the reason why I bring this up is because he talks about Sarah. um, and a lot of times we take the stories, the biblical figures, for face value. We hear them in church. We shout about the blessing that they receive, but we don't really see the experience that they go through, right? Thank you, Faith, for posting that. That is the one about being heavy laden, that he will give you rest, in Matthew 11:28. Thank you so much. But like I said, I was reading about Sarah just recently, and like I said, we take the stories for face value. But when I began to read and how he brought it to life, is that Sarah experienced a lot of um, a wait. And I'm not talking about the time. I mean, she did have to wait some time, but she experienced a lot of wait because she had these promises. She had this other woman, her child in her way, which she, tried to do herself, as we all try to do. We try to figure God out. In our own trauma. That's the thing, is that sometimes we try to heal. We try to do our own selves a doctor's prescription. We're forging things that are not really supposed to be prescribed to us. And then that's another thing that we have to heal from. And that's, like I said, that's how the enemy puts us in strongholds. It starts with a little levy, and then it levies the whole lump. It started with the trauma, and then all of a sudden now you're drinking, now you're being promiscuous, and just going all the way out there, and you're wondering why and how did I end up here. Is because you didn't deal with the root of the trauma. You didn't deal with the root of the stress and the distress of what happened to you, right? And so Sarah was, like I said, a perfect example of that. She had to deal with a lot, but yet in her old age, where she thought she was dead, where she thought nothing else could come out of her life, could I mean, think about it. Who would think that life would be coming out of a 90-some-year-old woman? Who, at that time, you just trying to find a peaceful way to pass away, in a sense, right? Um, and so that's the point I wanted to make, is that it does not matter how dead you feel inside. It does not matter how lonely you feel, how distressed you feel. If maybe it's all of the above, you just feel empty, and it does not matter. Let me just say, it does not matter to God, because God can do anything. And that's why I say, your miraculous healing may not come in an instant, but it's when you get those epiphanies to say, oh, you know what? I can do this again. I can live life again. I can walk again. I can get up. I can breathe. I can eat. Sometimes it's just eating for some of us. Sometimes it's just having a conversation with somebody, spending time in fellowship with other people. That's why I always stress, always be kind to people. You never know what they're going through. Always try to do something kind for people. That is, trust me, that is why I'm such a giver, even of my time, because I know how it feels to be in those places and you needing somebody and don't know how to reach out. So when God gives you an eye to say hello, or to think on somebody, to send them a text message and to say, hey, just thinking of you, or hey, I just want to say I love you. You never know what those words will do for somebody in that day or in that moment, or what they're going through. And especially, now in this season of craziness, of whatever's happening. But we know God is faithful. That's all we know. And God will always be faithful. That we need that more than ever. So like I said, so we're talking about, like I said, healing from trauma in briefness. This isn't everything. We'll definitely have to do another tea time and talk deeper into it. But with healing from trauma, like I said, counseling is the thing. You got to take it one day at a time, because through trauma, there's transformation. You're going to become somebody you never thought you could become. You're going to begin to see things that you never thought you could see. And in that, there's also maturity. And so you want to know, there are scriptures for that as well. You go to James chapter 1, verse 4, where it talks about, if you're lacking something, if you need something, God will bring you back into wholeness. He will give you exactly what you need. And if you read the verses before that, it talks about when you go through diverse temptations, or you go through trauma, or you go through difficult times, that you find joy. And you're like, what in the world? How am I supposed to find joy when I've been raped? How do I find joy when I've been abused and slapped up and messed up? How do I find joy in being homeless? How do I find joy in all these distressful places? Um, yeah, you're not going to find it today. I'm just going to be honest. You may not find it today, but guess what? What you're going to find is that you have hope enough to know that there is something on the other side. There is a blessing. There is a benefit to it all. There is healing. There is something else that God has for you on the other side. And this is not to hurt you, nor to harm you, nor to just this to be your end, but to give you an expected end, to give you something to look forward to. And unfortunately, the devil, the enemy, wanted to distract you in some way. And I know we're like, I could have did without. I know, I didn't ask for this. I know, those are thoughts that we have in our minds, but we don't see it right now. That's all I can tell you. We don't see it right now. We don't see the reasoning why until we get over. But we have to continue to press through. We have to speak to those mountains that are causing us trauma, tears, and distress, and tell it to move. move. You got to tell it that today you're not going to take me. Today I'm not going to worry. Today I'm not going to let you occupy my mind or my thoughts. I'm not going to allow you to take me back when, or think about what if, kind of situations. I'm going to press myself towards the mark of the high calling in Christ Jesus. I'm going to press towards the mark of the high calling. I have a calling, regardless of what I've been through. I have a calling. You have a calling, regardless of what you're going through. You have a purpose yet still on this earth. If you have gotten up and you are breathing, you have still purpose to fulfill. But you got to believe that God has never left you nor forsaken you. And I believe there are plenty of us on this line tonight, even though there's 4 of us. I believe there are plenty of us out here that can testify to know that God is faithful in all that he does. He has never lied. He has never given up. He has never forsaken, and he has never left anybody just cold-heartedly, right? So it's us. It's us who turn away. It's us who give up and stop trusting. So if I can say anything to you, is to just keep holding on and keep pushing. Every day may not be a good day. Every day may not be what you find in victory. But guess what? As long as you get through the day, that is your victory. As long as you can hold your head up high and you can wake up in the morning with a brand new mercy, he will be there. He will hold you up and he will keep you standing. So I want to encourage you that, like I said, if you are experiencing any type of trauma, especially with the things that are going on in this world, I don't know, wherever you are, how the trauma is affecting you in this world, that you find some help, and that you find a moment to pray, find a moment to just rest in God's presence, that he may be able to begin that healing process, that you will begin to see the benefit of what God can do in your life. Trust me, the REM only can go higher. I promise you. If I could tell you my full testimony, we would be on here for another half an hour to an hour. But just in a nutshell, that like I've spoken before, that I dealt with low self-esteem and always having a image about being negative about myself, not feeling good enough, and always dealing with being overweight and being tall and just being different. But thanks be to God, he has truly transformed my mind. And in that process of having the root of those losses, that it took me down a road of finding love in all the wrong places, and trying to buy friendships, and trying to be in places that I didn't deserve, and it only caused more trauma in my life. But thanks be to God, he rescued me in nick of time before I totally lost my mind, and he allowed me to be circled around the right people at the right time, that I may be able to heal. And then I came back home, and that wasn't always an easy thing for me either. Who wants to say, oh, I got to go back home to mom and dad? No one wants that, right? But thanks be to God, he has truly blessed me more than I could ever think if I were to try to do anything on my own. And yet I'm still standing. I am still, being able to pay all my bills with the help of the Lord, as a single mother, not needing any type of help today, or for the last couple years, I should say. I'm grateful to say that, and I don't say that pridefully or to boast. And trust me, I was never prideful not to take any help that I needed to. But in the realms that God has helped me to become successful, is all because I've trusted him to heal me through every trauma, every situation, every negative word of life, every heartless place that I've been in, to be able to see his true happiness, his true joy, his true peace, to really know what life is truly about. So Like I said, I just want that to be an encouragement to you that you can come through whatever you're coming through, and no trauma is bigger than the other. You know, some of us are, like I said, in the acute care, some of us are in the chronic area, some of us are in the complex, some of us, like I said, are in the whole swirl. Wherever you are, it is not too big nor too small for God to help you through, and that He will help you through. Amen. So I hope that was an encouraging word for you tonight. Like I said, I apologize for not having more because I know it's such a amazing topic, but let me see if I can read some of these comments. You guys are commenting like crazy. Thank you so much. Yes, he is definitely faithful. Victory is over. Yes, victory is ours through Jesus Christ always. Thank you, Lanita. Um, Yes, this is definitely a subject we definitely got to go deeper in, Miss Audrey, and I definitely want to bring a counselor in with me to go into that deeper area. You know, I'm not the expert, but it would always be good to get their perspective as well. So. We definitely will talk about this next season on Tea Time with Liz. Yes, you got to be thankful. I think that, and if I could be honest, like today, this last week, I've just been in a place of thanksgiving. Just, I know it's not the season, but I am truly have just been thankful that I don't live near the trauma of the Capitol and all the chaos that is going on in this world. I'm thankful that thanks be to God, I have not experienced COVID in any shape or form. I'm thankful that I still have a job, that I can still pay my bills. I'm thankful that I don't have to stay cooped up in my house all the time, going crazy. I've just had a thankful heart. I'm thankful for my mind. I'm thankful for even the deeper relationship that I've had with the Lord. I've truly, really enjoyed having this, you know, Walmart being cut off at 11 o'clock. I can't go shopping in the midnight hour no more. That I've been spending my time with the Lord, and I've found a deeper love for God than I've ever had. And I can truly resonate, and maybe some of you have been able to resonate with Romans chapter 8, where he says, "What can separate you from the love of God? Nor not, nor height, nor depth, nor." You know, he goes on with the list. I'm not going to go into the whole verse, but that verse I truly feel and I'm so, like I said, forever grateful. I'm grateful that I have not even lost a family member to COVID or any close friends. So I'm so grateful for that, so grateful. And like I said, I just have tears of in which I'm not going to get into tonight. I'm not going to start crying, but I definitely have tears of just Thanksgiving. So that's definitely a great comment someone had made. Yes, glory, hallelujah. You delivered what once they are needed. Yes. Um, yes, we are always in the season of Thanksgiving. You can always give God thanks. I definitely believe that. Yes, Thanksgiving is a year-round season with God. Yes, come on, mothers of the church tonight. Yes, I know y'all still young though too, so I'm just messing with you. You all have some great wisdom. I truly honor you, and thank you all for hanging out with me tonight here on Tea Time. So let's see. I have three viewers, and since you all three hung out with me here on Tea Time, Miss Lanita, Miss Audrey, and Miss Faith, I'm gonna send you all a teacup, a tea mug. So you let me know which one you like. If you like the black one or the white one, or the little latte uh, cup one. and I will get that sent to you, because I appreciate your faithfulness here with me tonight when it's just us. So, and since it's just us, I'm going to hold off on giving the book away, this one away anyway. Because I want to be sure that Tina can speak more on that as well. But while I have a little time, I want to talk about some of the lovely authors that I've had here on Tea Time. As well, just to kind of give them another shout out. So yeah, you three ladies tonight, please DM me your address, so I can get those mugs to you as well. You want the latte one, Miss Audrey? Okay, I got you. And let me know, did you get your sweatshirt? I heard it got sent to you, so please let me know if you got that too. All right, so I'm going to just talk about some of the amazing authors here tonight. For all those who are replaying, thank you for tuning in and watching the replay as well. We have one of our amazing authors here tonight, Miss Audrey. If you need something to take your mind off of stuff, let me just say, not this, these books are amazing, okay? Please, please, please hit Miss Audrey up. Double Crossing, I'm backwards here. Double Crossing, Payback is a B. Definitely a must read as well, as The Revenge is Bittersweet. You got to read this one to get into this one, okay? You can't read them off each other, but so if you're gonna read one, you might as well get the other. So hit Miss Audrey up on these books. They're great reads. Thank you, Miss Audrey, for hanging out with me on Tea Time with Liz this season. And then I had Miss Kawana Reglin, who we did a two-part tea time where her book was called God Chose Me. It's amazing story testimony of how God showed her how to get through her death with her son, and even how God developed her in her gifting. So this is definitely a good read, especially if you are looking to heal, if you experience loss and death, those close to you. This is definitely a must read. And so I will put all these links tonight of these authors so y'all can hit them up. And then last week, I had Miss Siobhan Kerf, who joined us to talk about her book, Geronimo, 7 Leaps to the Best Version of You. This is definitely a good read for this, the beginning of the year, getting into trying to re-evolve yourself, transform yourself, getting yourself into the best version of you. So this is a definitely good book, especially as we were talking tonight, trauma. This is definitely a good book as well. And last but not least, of course, your own girl right here, Miss Liz. I still have my book, The Healing Effect, Healing for a Purpose. My plan actually is to start a Bible study with this in March, called Group Therapy. So we will start with my book, but then we will begin to discuss the Word of God and how we can use the Word of God to heal. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited for Group Therapy because guess what? I love the Word of the Lord, if you don't know yet. But nevertheless, you can still get my book. It also has a study guide in it. And if you hit me up personally, it is $8, but I have not changed it on Amazon. So I will try to do that tonight. But so I will try to change it to $8. But if it doesn't get changed, hit me up and I will send you your own personal signed copy of my book called The healing effect, healing for a purpose. And this definitely talks about dealing with trauma, dealing with bad news, and life in itself. So you will definitely be able to recover with the words of the Lord that He used through me. And I have just a few pins, y'all. These pins, it's not this one. I thought I had it at my desk, but I don't. It's actually gray, and it has like I think it's like rose gold copper cover to it, or instead of the chrome. These pins are amazing. So, like I said, if you hit me up, not only will you get a copy, but you'll also get a pin. And you will never want to lose that pin, I promise you. As you can see, I'm trying to find mine, but I got a couple of them. So, but nevertheless, I'm excited for that. So group therapy, stay tuned. It will be a private group, and it will be limited. So stay tuned for that. I think that's all I got tonight. So shout out to you all ladies who got the mugs tonight. Shout out to all the authors and to, like I said, all the Tea Time replayers. Let me know as well what you think of the shirts, or if you prefer hoodies. We're definitely going to invest in those. Shout out to Miss Cece who helped get this quick mock for me. She is the one who is the founder and the owner of Now Faith Apparel. So definitely look her up, shout her out, and check out her apparel as well. So yes, you love your pin. I know, Faith, those pins are life, y'all. I'm definitely gonna order some more because those pins are amazing. Just in case, when my ink start running out, I got backup. So otherwise, ladies, that is all I got tonight. Like I said, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube page, Tea Time with Liz Clark, because next season you will only be able to watch the replay on YouTube. I will be deleting this off of Facebook as soon as we get done. So if you ever want to catch the replay, it will be off of YouTube. Last but not least, we are going to be doing vision boards as the last tea time at the end of the month. I have started mine, so I wanted to show this. That you all get ready for your vision boards. So get your materials, get your boards, get your markers, get your magazines, letters, scriptures, whatever you need to do to start putting your vision, start brainstorming. What do you want to see this year? Some of you may have already, made some vision boards or done some things, but let's revise, let's relook, let's make sure this is what we want to do. I definitely got some more white space that I'm gonna add when we do our next tea time, or when we do our vision board tea time. And next week, I will sponsor actually somebody. I will send them, however, Cash App or something, some funds to be able to get their own materials to make the vision board. And you might be the guest on that tea time as well. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, that is all I have once again tonight, ladies. For real, I'm closing this time. I hope you all have an amazing night. Thank you again for joining. Be sure to share if you can. And otherwise, we will see you next time on Tea Time with Liz. All right. Love you guys.